How we doing?
You start by talking about what you did during the break and now coming back here and seeing where you've kind of positioned yourself with this 5-1 start. Just what a good spot it's put you in going forward.
Yeah, I think obviously it's been a good start to the season. I think we've done some good things, but I think this week kind of let us go back and look at the self-scout and how important it is to see us on tape and the things we need to get better on and keep improving on. So obviously love where we're at, but I think this team's got some big goals and everyone's locked into those goals.
Do you have to kind of recreate the vibe of the role that you were on, or do you just kind of pick up where you left off?
I think our locker room is really good right now, and I think guys are, everyone's excited to see everyone when we came back today, and I think guys are ready to get back to work and keep it going.
How complicated are the Vikings when they play up front, and how beneficial is the fact that you played them the last 2 years?
Yeah, I think obviously when you look at my tape this year compared to last year, personnel is quite a big different. I think all their starting D-line is pretty much different from last year. So scheme-wise, doing some of the same stuff, but definitely have to dive into some of the new guys they brought in the offseason and some of the new guys that didn't play last year versus.
Your team's chemistry and whatever else you want to define it as, how does it feel similar to or different than 3 years ago and even 16?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you get a few years out to remember back specifically how it was, but I think every year that's kind of a common theme that we've had good years here since I've been here is the locker rooms have been very tight. We've had a similar goal. Guys are locked into that. There's no hidden agendas for anyone. Everyone's kind of on that same theme, and that's kind of how it's been this year, and we're just looking to keep that going.
Is there anything different feeling to you about, you know what, this feels different than good?
I don't know. I can't really put my finger on something specifically, but I think the common threads there are that we've got a close team. We've got a team that's playing complementary football. I think that's the biggest thing is both sides of the ball are going out there having fun flying around, and that's been kind of our formula for success.
How do your protection responsibilities change if Dak his mobility is compromised?
Yeah, it's definitely something that you have to have in the back of your mind because he's made so many plays, kind of getting out of the pocket and making plays down the field. So definitely a little bit of extra on the O-line, keeping him clean back there, keeping him being able to sit in the pocket and make his reads.
Do you go in thinking he's playing? There's no question.
Yeah, I mean, until someone tells us different, that's what we're going in as.
Going up against Osa every day in
Yeah.
practice from training camps and all, where have you seen the most growth?
He's just a natural athlete, big, strong guy, but you just see it from when we were back in training camp to now. It's like you can tell he's just gotten a ton of game reps, and he's, to me, that's where guys make the biggest jumps. It's not from OTAs to training camp. It's from when you actually get in there with the live bullets flying and seeing those things. So him in training camp compared to practice now, it's a lot different.
How significant would the return of Leo Collins be?
It'd be big. We're excited to have him back. I know he's chomping at the bit to get out there and start running around with everyone. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But I know he's excited to be back.
You and Dak had any conversations about calf strains?
A little bit. I talked to him this morning, and then, when he did it, kind of just gave him what happened with me and kind of what I was feeling. And but I know he's doing everything he can to make sure he's available.
What was your experience like with the calf strain? What are your more frustrating ones?
Yeah, it's a tough one. For me, I don't know exactly where he did it in his calf compared to like where I did it, but it's one of those things for me at least where I'd be feeling good, and then obviously our job descriptions are a little different, but feeling good, running around, and then all of a sudden I get a 300-pounder pushing me back, and it was kind of like, not ready to go yet. So again, I know he's doing everything he can to get ready and be available for us.
Rookies like Osa, Jake, and some of those other guys, they've come a long way. Maybe they think they've kind of figured it out. What can you tell them about how, that you haven't?
Well, specifically about Osa, that's what I like so much about him is he's a worker, and he's always asking questions. He's always working during practice. So he's a guy, at least to me, he wants to get better, wants to get better every week. So those are the guys that you love to see. Is that they've had some success early on But it's a long season. There's a lot that comes with NFL season, especially with that extra game this year. So just keep getting better every week, and it's been showing up.
Speaking of that extra game, I know it's a ways off, but how much of a difference do you think that 17th game will make, like physically and mentally and stuff?
You know, I don't really know because we haven't done it yet. So, you know, the nice thing is everyone in the NFL is going to go through it, and everyone's going to, you know, see how it takes a toll physically, mentally with that whole deal. But I guess a better idea after this season.
Has it been on your mind at all?
Not really.
Each week in terms of your routine and things like that, trying to get the road yourself?
Not really, no.
It's your self-scout.
Yeah.
Do you cross the hall?
Yeah.
Do you like that? What does that do?
I do. It was great. We just got done with our across the hall and had the defensive line coaches come in there and just kind of give you an idea of their process going through a week, kind of what they see, what they look for in offensive tendencies, offensive line tendencies, and it just kind of makes you think about, again, with the self-scout, how can I guess, disguise what I'm doing better so the defense can't get a key on what I'm doing.
At this stage of your career, 8th year, I know you're always looking for ways to improve. When you look at your own film and do that self-scout, how much meat is on the bone for you that you see?
Absolutely. I think a lot of it's pre-snap stuff, things that the defense and the D-line are looking at. Because, you know, if you can get a jump at any position, really, if you can get a jump on your opponent or your individual matchup, you're going to have that upper hand on them. So we talked a lot about pre-snap stances, what the defense is looking at, what they're keying. So it's good for us to just kind of be reminded of those things.
When you spend more time on going into a game, is it looking at individual players' tendencies, moves, like pretext, or is it more like looking at the games that they run and the broader picture up in front?
Yeah, I think a lot of the stuff we do in the building with the coaches is kind of a broader picture of what you know, they're trying to accomplish with their schemes and alignments and different stuff like that. And then when you go home and do your own scout, it's more on your individual matchups and little things you can pick up on how they play, how they line up, different things like that.
How often can you find something in the individual matchup part that to you is like, oh, this is a huge key that will help me on Sunday? Are those codes you can crack?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's you know, everyone's got their little tendencies. It doesn't matter who you are, and if you can pick up on those things, again, if you can get the jump on a snap and kind of get that upper hand to at least start the play, you're going to have an advantage.
Can you give us an example of one of those tells that you gave for a Vikings player?
Yeah, just in general, I don't know, maybe like an alignment. So, you know, if the defensive lineman aligns a certain, you know, tighter to you, further away, certain hand down, you know, those little things you can see where they could be moving or the probability of them moving in that direction to start the snap.
To what do you credit the restoration of your dominance in the running game?
Well, I think we have a balanced attack. I think we got a lot of weapons on the outside that make defenses, you know, think, hey, we can't get beat over the top. So that definitely helps. And then just I think we've run the ball consistently. So in those later games, you know, the guys on the outside have made some plays, and the defense has got to soften up, and that's kind of when we jump on the opportunity. So I think Kellen and those guys have done a great job of having that balance.
With Vail coming back, what does it mean to the room with experienced steel guy going forward with great depth?
Yeah, I think it's been great. I think we've had, over the last couple of years, we've had a lot of different guys play, and, you know, it's only going to help us moving down this season. We still got a lot of games left to play, and the more guys you have that have had those experiences in the game, if guys get nicked up, certain guys got to play each week. It just gives the whole room and everyone confidence that have been there and had those live reps.
It's almost like you're starting to get a bunch of guys coming back.
Right. Yep.
Helps out.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, again, I think the best way to grow in this game is actually getting those live reps, and we're fortunate in our room to have a lot of guys who have been in there and gotten good game action.
I know you're going to say if Dak doesn't play, you'll have faith in Cooper that he can come in and do the job. But where does that come from when he's, you know, throwing 3 passes in his career?
Yeah, I think, well, Coop's obviously been here for a long time. He's an extremely bright guy. I know Dak and him have a really great relationship, and he helps out a ton with him just on a weekly basis. So, you know, we got a ton of confidence in Coop, and I think he's going to be able to step in and run the offense.
When you go to your backup quarterback, what happens to the other 10 guys? Do you guys need to do more, or?
Yeah, I think you'd be lying if you said, hey, if your starter doesn't play, that means you just go out there and play like you have. I think, especially up front, put a little more on us to kind of keep the run game going, keep the pressure off of him, and not be in those third and long situations where they can tee off. So definitely kind of just tighten the screws across the board.
What did you do during your bye week? I don't think we asked you what
I hung out here, and then I went up to South Bend on Friday and caught the USC Notre Dame game. Yep.
How was that?
It was a blast. Yeah.
What's your comfort level playing next to Leal? I mean, you did it for a long time.
Yep.
But now it's only been like once in the last 22 games.
Yeah.
They play next to you.
Yeah, I think we've got a ton of reps together, obviously, and then but like you said, it's been a couple of years, so kind of got to get back in that routine. And again, I think the positive of our room is we've had a bunch of different combinations of guys play together. I think what Coach Philbin and Coach Blasco teach is a consistent message, and everyone's bought into what we're doing, and so that makes it easier when you start plugging and playing guys next to each other.
On the final defensive call for you guys in overtime on Sunday, it was cover 0 and on third down, and Baker called it. You got offense back on the field.
Yep.
From an offensive perspective, when you see cover 0 pre-snap, like what's going on in your mind? You know the ball's getting out quick. I'm sure.
Yeah. A lot of times, I mean, it's great for us if everyone's on the same page. It's great because a lot of times big plays come from those cover 0 looks. So, it's going to be kind of a bang bang play. It's going to come out quick, and if we can, everyone can protect the way that we're set up to protect, and big plays are across the board.
You said coming back here, you love the start. You have a lot of expectations for this group. Do you start to even look at playoff positioning now and where you are as far as being in consideration at the top, or is that much farther?
No, I think we're a little early for that. I think the best thing this team's done is taking it week by week, and the next game is our most important game, and I think the guys are bought into that. So we're excited to be back together and get working on Minnesota.
Beyond that, though, did you look how the guys in the division do? Is that something that you pay more?
Talking about this past week.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. I mean, it was nice. It was just sit back and kind of watch around the league and just get different teams play, different guys play. But for right now, I think guys are locked in on what we're doing this week versus Minnesota. Cool. Thank you.